and literature for end of summer 2014 new books. I've got here some classics and then some more modern stuff. Mark Twain. I got this compilation book, The Complete and Humorous Sketches and Tales of Mark Twain. I've been going through quite slowly, but still, I think it's still worthwhile. I've been going through Mark Twain's book called Innocents Abroad, which is his memoirs of traveling to Europe in a steamship. And there's a couple really hilarious parts, and Mark Twain is a very good writer, very entertaining. So I thought I should try some more. So I randomly just found this in a bookstore in my city. So I'm just curious to read a little bit more of Mark Twain because I liked the other book so much, and I'm still working on it. Here's another classic, John Fowles, and the book is called Daniel Martin. So it says, this is a fairly big book, by the way. It says here that the book is on human nature and on ethics and how one should live one's life. So if Fowles, if he can meet that intellectual rigor, then this should be a pretty good piece of literature. And now more modern stuff. I'll do this one first, and then I've got some science fiction. Here's Flowers of Algernon by, who is this by? Oh yeah, Daniel Keyes. I was recommended this. Apparently this is a book about someone who is disabled and then they slowly gain intelligence. And I actually read the first couple pages, and I just think it's kind of illegitimate. Like he's writing like he's misspelling stuff, and the writing is very poor, but the author is doing that on purpose. I just don't know if it's a legitimate way to write when you do that. He's showing him in his very primitive language, and then he's going to slowly alter him as he goes forward. And what's that going to mean? Is he going to have like a different point of view on the world versus being in his earlier, less intellectual self? And then when he's in his older, more intellectual self, like, I don't know. I think the premise of the book is almost a bit off, but I'll have to see if it's worthwhile. I'll have to read a bit more of it. Here's some science fiction stuff now. So here's a pretty well-known Silence of the Lambs is a horror book, and you may know that it's part of the Hannibal trilogy, Hannibal Lecter. So Hannibal, I think, is book 3. So Hannibal is actually a bit further along. This is book 1, and many people have probably seen the movie of Hannibal, so they know who that is, the guy who likes to eat pieces of people, the Dr. Genius. It's funny that it's often that Hollywood and just the TV show group, they always like to make geniuses evil, don't they? It seems like many of them are, like Dr. Evil, House MD. He's not evil. Well, he's not evil, but he's quite, sometimes he's called, and misanthrope is hatred of all humans. He's kind of in that camp, but it's not really a hatred. It's more of he's more of an individualist. But anyways, they like to slash and make, give people flaws that have a really extreme gift. They just like to balance people out. I don't know why. It's envy or something of the audience maybe, but anyways, so this is book 1, and I think Red Dragon is book 2, and book 3 is Hannibal, and then book 4 is like Hannibal Returns or something like that. I don't know. I thought it was in here. Somehow I found that out. I think that's right, though, what I've just said. So anyways, that's a horror piece. And okay, more science fiction. Here's Ray Bradbury's Martian Chronicles. So this is a whole bunch of short stories, but the Martian Chronicles is about, actually it was made into a movie too. Humans visit Mars, and Mars actually has people on it, has Martians on it, and the Martians kill. There's a couple of guys that show up. Humans show up, and then the Martians kill them, and I don't know what happens after that. But anyways, I just got a few pages in, and that's what happened so far. And I wasn't that interested. I just like, okay, that's great. That's odd. That's like, I don't know. It didn't really interest me for that to be the beginning of the book. And then here's the other one, which I'm going to do a review on, but I'll do a separate video. Arthur C. Clarke's 2001 Space Odyssey. So I just read it. I just finished it today. I hadn't ever read it, and it's supposed to be one of the best science fiction books ever written. Basically this, and basically if you take Clarke and a bit of Asimov and a bit of Heinlein, some people would put James P. Hogan in there. Some, of course, Dune by Herbert, and I think that's about the best science fiction ever written. I'm sure some people are going to be wanting to hear a few more authors, but no more come to mind. But anyways, this is supposed to be fantastic science fiction, and I think well, I'm going to do a review on it. But anyway, so I've got this book now, and if you want to see a review on it, then check out that video. So that's it for new books for end of summer 2014.